Hey friends, good morning. Good morning. I thought a morning video would be easier than writing today because first and foremost, we have finished 2 weeks and this is week 3 of the Artist's Way. So it is called, week 3 is Recovering a Sense of Power. Recovering a Sense of Power. But before kind of diving into this, I wanted to remind you or put on your radar, for those of you that are local, that next Sunday is the first Sunday of the month, and that is when I gather the Soul Growth Book Club people in person, if you are able to come and just meet and discuss in person. So next Sunday is June 4th, and we'll be meeting from 2 to 4 here. In my house in Boise. If you are not local, you're always welcome. Come to Boise, especially because there's a second invitation for next Sunday, June 4th, because it's the full moon in Sagittarius. So I thought that I would host a goddess brunch. So if you're local, I will send you information on that, but come join me to kind of just bless the summer. That's what this full moon is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the great wanderer, the traveling spirit, and I know a lot of people have travels coming up, so just thought, and I'm wrapping up my school year. So just wanted to invite everybody who has been through the academic school calendar to come in, take a pause, catch your breath, celebrate what we've just been through, and really think about the summer ahead and bless it with a bunch of other beautiful souls. So there's a 2-part invitation, one to the Goddess Brunch. And I don't mean to be exclusive of the men who are in this group. You are welcome to the Goddess Brunch, even if you channel an inner god. Okay, so the Goddess Brunch, and then Soul Growth Book Club will meet as usual 2 to 4 next Sunday, June 4th. So week 3, recovering a sense of power. First of all, for those of you who haven't chimed in yet and want to chime in on chapter 2, anything that came up on that specifically, there was the question about our 5 lives. If you had 5 alternative lives to be, what would they be? There was the part with my favorite quote on paying attention. That the reward for paying attention is always healing, and just that in those moments when we have struggle, that when we just step back from ourselves. Of course, my dog has so much to say right now. Jasper. It's just like noticing things like the blossoms, the way that they are cascading in my yard, even though, I've done essentially nothing. It's just miraculous that they are back here every year, and just noticing and appreciating them. And that heals. Like if we're going through a hard time, but we stop and we pay attention, there's a butterfly dancing in my yard right now. And just that is enough for me to just be like, yes, life is good. Life is for me. Everything is going to be all right. So week 3, she breaks this chapter down, has one of my very favorite exercises in it as well, but she breaks it down into anger, and anger is meant to be listened to. It is, it tells us we can't get away with our old life any longer. It tells us that the old life is dying and that we're being reborn, and birthing hurts, and anger. So paying attention to anger. There's a lovely section on synchronicity, which I just believe in so fully from my walk through this book, but I've seen it in my own life. And it's a really great reminder as I am stepping into the unknown, next week being my last week as a high school teacher. I think forever. I just am trusting this serendipity piece. So read through that. I really, really love it. There's a lot of underlining and starring in my book. There's a significant amount towards shame. And the one quote that I have is that, shaming someone is an attempt to prevent the person from behaving in a way that embarrasses us. And that art, a lot of shame is associated with art, because art opens the closets, airs out the cellars and attics. It brings healing. But before a wound can heal, It must be seen. So I think that that's really powerful thing to think about, as shame will often prevent us from doing the thing. And she talks about like how she has dealt with some criticism that has brought on feelings of shame and how she's moved through it. So I love that. I'm dealing with criticism is the end of it. Oh no, then there's growth, detective work. But this is the exercise I love. It's on page 73, where it's just like a quick, like just complete the sentence. Like, my favorite childhood toy was, my favorite childhood game was, the best movie I ever saw as a kid was. I don't do it much, but I enjoy. So there are 20 of those, which is pretty fun just to go through that exercise. Be a great thing to do in your morning pages. And then, a section on growth has been really good for me, because she talks about how growth comes in spurts. So you'll lie dormant sometimes, and I feel like I'm in a dormant period right now as I'm, just wrapping up my high school work and then venturing into what's next for Let Love Rise, for what I'm creating. And the fact that it's just like that's okay. It's resting and not to be discouraged. It's a part of the process. So I like that. As always, she has a bunch of tasks. You do as many as few as you want, and then we'll check in. I like to try to do a midweek check-in and the end of the check-in, which is pretty much, same questions about, did you do your morning pages? What was the experience like? Did you do an artist date? How did you feel? Did you experience any synchronicity? So that's something that we'll be really paying attention to in week 3. But on the artist date, if you haven't done one yet, the question would be, what's holding you back from it? What's interfering? Is it a time thing? Like, deconstruct that. Is it a not knowing what to do? Are there deeper feelings of self-worth? Like, I don't know that I deserve this. But it's one of my favorite things for those of you who are participating through the WhatsApp. I love seeing the pictures of the artist dates. Everything from, having a glass of wine at your favorite winery during a wine pickup, to exploring the marina. I know that Julie, you have done a lot of just beautiful things. I had a really heart expanding experience on Friday when I took myself down to the river and then e-scootered to this place I had heard about. It's a food truck court and live music venue, and just followed the things that felt good. And it was just so reaffirming. It just reminded me that, even when we're going through hard things, we can learn to know ourselves and how to fill our cups back up. And, that's what the artist date, I think, offers us, is a real chance to just be quiet with ourselves, listen to what we need, and fill our cups back up so that we can be a blessing in the lives of others. And also know what it feels like to feel good. So just as anger is there to remind us that, okay, we're growing, we don't like this feeling that we have, there's something here that is not fitting in anymore to what I want for myself, and acknowledging it and working through those feelings of anger and recognizing, where do these come up and what is it teaching me? And the opposite feeling is the feelings we get on the artist date, that really good vibe feeling that, oh my gosh, I love life. I love what I'm doing. And so share away. Don't be shy to use that WhatsApp place for, videos, photos, comments, questions, struggles, all of it. That's what it's there for. So I'm looking forward to entering into the week 3 with you all, and super, super looking forward to the Goddess Brunch next Sunday. And if you are not able to make that, but are able to just come to our book club 2 to 4, typically just bring a snack to share and your book, and we'll talk. And I provide wine and drinks, non-alcoholic as well, just to enjoy this community that we're creating, and spend a lovely afternoon together. So I hope that works for your calendars. I will hope to see you in person. And I just hope that wherever you are doing the artist way, that it is filling you up with a sense of joy, excitement, of course, creativity, and fun. So cheers. Happy week 3, everyone.